Okay, today I am taking a look at Parker's Heritage 16th edition. This is the 2022 bottling of a double-barreled blend. This is bottled at 132.2 proof at cask strength, and I'm gonna just go ahead and read you this back label because it is so involved and there's so much going on here that it's not even really worth memorizing. So this has got to be, and look at the size of this print. Number one, this has got to be the most words on the back of a label that I've maybe seen in a while. So 16th edition Parker's Heritage Collection consists of 67% 13-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey that has been double-barreled and then blended post-aging with 33% 15-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The 13-year-old bourbon was aged on the 5th and 7th floors of Rickhouse Q. It was then rebarreled in new American white oak barrels with a level 3 char for 4 weeks. Then it was later blended with 15-year-old bourbon and aged on the 2nd and 5th floors of Rickhouse II. What? That is a mouthful. So, 15-year and 13-year, rebarreled, combined in a variety of ways, and bottled as Parker's Heritage. You know, sometimes in a meeting, you say that you've been doing a lot of things, like a laundry list, when you don't exactly know what you're doing. And this reminds me of that a little bit. So I'm curious to nose and taste it because the description itself is quite a mouthful. And I'll just be really honest. Parker's Heritage, you know, there have been some insane winners, and there have been others that just don't make a lot of sense to me. But there seems to be an audience for each one of them, and ones that some people like, others don't, and others don't like, and some do. So it really runs the gamut. But anyway, let's dig into this double-barreled Parker's Heritage blend. Okay, so quite possibly one of the oakiest noses that I've ever smelled. There's no varnish here. There's no off notes. That's a good sign. But it's just a pure oak bomb on the nose. And look at the color. It's actually even darker in the... I mean, it is dark, 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 dark. So this whiskey, this blend has seen a lot of wood and a lot of varieties. There's a little bit of confectionery sugar on the nose. There's maybe just a touch of caramel. But it is all oak. Okay, let's taste it. Immediate oak attack. Some of the hallmarks of Heaven Hill are there. Some of that herbal, herbaceousness, mintiness are there, but they're very much under the surface. It is just wave after wave of really big oak flavor. Very drying to the palate. The proof doesn't help the drying effect. It is just an oak blast. So if you like aged bourbon and you like oak, this is your thing. If you like sweeter, fruitier bourbon, this is not for you. This is an oak bomb through and through. So, interesting, because yesterday I reviewed this bad boy, the Old Fitz 19 wheated bourbon, which I absolutely loved. I mean, I think that's got to be one of the top bourbons. The 17 from earlier this year and the 19 were you know, they're two of the best whiskeys out there currently. This Parker's Heritage, always experimental, trying to push the boundaries. I would say I'm going to just be agnostic on it from a personal standpoint, but I will say this: if you like oak, you will love this. If you don't like oak, you will not like this. I mean, that's just the best way I can describe it. It's not. There are no flaws in this whiskey. There's no off notes to it. It's just a pure oak bomb. Period. That's it. So, I think it will find their home. It will find its home with some drinkers. It'd be really interesting to pour this over an ice cube, or maybe even try it in an old fashioned to see if either proofing it down might sweeten it up. Because sometimes when you proof things down, it brings the oak out, and sometimes when you proof things down, it brings the fruit out. So I would be interested to try this with like a big ice cube. And then I would also be interested in trying this as like an old fashioned, where you're sort of artificially adding the fruit and the sweetness to it. So we'll just see. But anyway, that is Parker's Heritage Double Barrel Blend, 16th edition, 2022, 132.2 proof, massive oak bomb in your face. And I just listed 3 bottles on bourbonworld.net for the December raffle. So please make sure you go to bourbonworld.net and you go to a Big Red Liquors Vine and Table or Cap and Cork location and enter for a chance to win what is probably the best month of bourbon raffles that we've ever had for Bourbon World. So should be pretty cool. All right, cheers.